Demeter has had a pretty big adjustment in this last patch, a complete rework. So we're going to go over some of these god bonuses, how they've changed, new text, everything like that. So if you're a Demeter fan or wannabe, then you're going to be wanting to see these changes. Then afterwards, we're going to watch probably the best defensive Greek player there is in Divine, see how he can make her work. So first of all, 3 god bonuses from her have been removed. She no longer gets +1 villagers working on the farms. The village centers now does not gain extra HP and attack for garrison villagers, and buildings don't build faster next to gold mines anymore. So all of those 3 things have been completely removed. The +1 villagers working on farms does come back with a tech later, so if you liked that one, then it is back with a different way to get it, but not in the Demeter base kit anymore. And added are new bonuses. Village centers train units 25% faster instead, which I really like this. It makes it around 90 to 95% of a normal town center. I can't remember the exact maths, but it's pretty good. It's closer to a mini town center now than village centers for everyone else. So great change for me. Herdables fatten 25% faster and can fatten 15% more. Synergizes so well with Demeter's kit where you get extra herdables for aging up. You want to be defensive. It's perfect. Human soldiers and myth units train 10% faster per age, which is just a nice little myth unit kind of bonus there, because she didn't have one before when all the other Greek gods do. So that was kind of left out. So great addition on that one for me. Again, Divine Labor was her unique tech. It still is. It no longer increases the villager wood and gold carry capacity though. Villagers do gather from herdables and farms 10% faster. So fitting in more synergy is absolutely great, and you can also grab that from the granary instead of the town center, which was, yeah, it was rough before because you grabbed it from the town center and then you're basically just not building villages. It's a little bit of a wild decision, but anyway, it's been fixed. Pan has had some changes as well. New technology, Hymn of the Wildwood. Heroes heal nearby units for 0.75 HP per second. So I think that's pretty decent. It's not super impactful in a 5 radius with that amount, but I think it's going to be nice. Maybe you can be similar to how Zeus kind of gets in there, does some damage with his early heroes. Maybe you can do something like that just a little bit later with a little group of units, maybe. Or just maybe your strong classical wage, maybe a big classical wage would be nice with that one. Pan's Pioneers technology no longer spawns Lycons upon your town center and village center completion, as that's been moved to a different tech. But new effects, buildings cost 10% less wood, so that's going to be nice for dropping town centers as well. And this is where your +1 villagers can gather from farms as well. And you can grab that one again from the storehouse and granary. Thorned Walls, which is the walls fight back, is now applied to towers and fortresses. I think it makes more sense on those than walls anyway. If you could just call it Thorned Fortresses, would be nice. Predatory Instinct, which is the old Call of the Lycon upgrade, no longer gives attack or speed, or allows them to transform at will from the base unit, as this will be available with the base unit, excuse me. There is a new effect on the town centers, and village centers can now spawn 1 Lycon for each present and future. So this takes away the clunkiness for me. I believe it was just a little bit too clunky before, where you would have to have this tech before you wanted to build a town center, and it would just put off your timings. This, if you build one before, build one after, you'll be able to grab that, which is great. New effects, Lycons now gain 25% extra damage. They just become better. They just become better myth units, which is exactly what you want. Persephone, Underworld Invasion, hit points reduction on the units, so they don't lose HP anymore, which is what they used to. Now spawns a minimum of 30 at base with plus 30 per town center. So you can get 150 units, which is wild. And they don't have less HP. So maybe this is kind of busted now. The casting player can no longer build any town centers or village centers. Yep, as that's how it always should have been. Only human soldiers are valid. So you can't get any Nidhogg's or anything like that anymore. No myth units at all. Active time is reduced because you can't build town centers. Makes sense. New technology, Harvest of Souls. So infantry attack 20% faster and deal 15% more damage upon killing an enemy unit. Okay, that sounds pretty crazy because it does pair nicely with the other infantry upgrade. So nice second new tech there. Sacred Land no longer gives farms a healing aura, which was, yeah, really weird before. Villagers working on the farms also grant 0.1 gold per second while gathering. That's insane. The new effect. Villagers gather 10% faster from farms. Okay, Demeter's just looking insane after all these changes. And then the Amazon Archer has been shifted again so that the build limit is no longer 10. It has more movement speed. It's still got some decent range, but it's just had everything adjusted as you can build more of them instead. And the biggest change is that they don't cost gold. Probably the biggest change of all, in my opinion. Now, I do want to skip back to this part of the game from Divine, so we have jumped back a little bit from where we were, but it's going to be Orpheus coming out of the town center, and we'll see what he goes to do. And it is going to be dropping the village center. I know, because we accidentally overrun this section, but I want to start casting this game from here. So he's had some crazy, or she's had some crazy changes as Demeter. So this no longer builds quicker, but the village center is just straight up better. So that's going to be pretty nice for Divine if he wants to be dropping that one, which he absolutely does. It is obviously still weaker than the town center. It has half HP. It has slightly less hack armor. It doesn't shoot unless your villagers are inside. But it is going to be nice. Excuse me, I'm just going to hit this button. So apologies for that one. Orpheus going to be chilling out next to it. The villager going a little bit wayward. Sometimes you do that when Orpheus kind of comes out and you don't set your waypoint back up. Looks like he's fixed it, and he's got 17 goats on the go. So these will be able to fatten up to 345 instead of 300, which is, I think that's a great change. Lycon is going to be spawning for free for Divine as he hit the next age, and he's against Ulysses in this one. Ulysses is playing as Huitzilopochtli here, and 5 minutes in, Divine already has his town center up, and I'm kind of surprised he went for this town center, village center on the gold mine, playing against Mr. Huitz over here, considering his early rush with that blood pact is insane. So kind of disrespecting that, but it didn't actually come through. It's coming through with a slightly later, can you still call it rush if it's 5 minutes in, and there is going to be the blood pact drop down. A villager could go down here, potentially more than one, but I think one is going to be it. And the villagers do run away. They get scared off from the chickens, but there's plenty of goats to eat if they want to. You kind of have to wait for the duration. There's 86 HP left on this warrior priest, and the village center's putting in work. I think he manually targeted down the one that doesn't have the blood pact on it, because the blood pact one will die eventually, but I mean, it's getting a little bit more value here. Should be able to take out this villager. No. Nice play from Divine. Does get back in. Kind of a bit more luck than nice play, but still, we'll love to see it as we're watching the defensive player Divine, and he's going to be Ulysses grabbing a settlement on this bottom side, and Divine scouts it instantly, which is nice. I think if I had one criticism of watching Divine for kind of a while ago now, I haven't watched a Divine game in ages, is that he wasn't really scouting. He would have his game plan, and he would just be like, well, I don't know what you're doing, but now he's scouting, so I think that brings his elo up like crazy, especially as he's Greek, that have probably just one of the best scouting really in the game. Not with this Catoscopus, he's kind of a weak boy, but you can grab as many Pegasus as you want. They're pretty cheap for what they do, and it looks like Ulysses is going to be sniping another villager. Divine will not be happy about that one. Just a cheeky little wall here would be nice. Orpheus trying to get some good damage done. And Orpheus, he is a bit of a slow boy now. He's been eaten up and snared up by those scorpions, but now Iolus is in, and he is like any other Age 2 Greek hero. He's pretty ridiculous, but he can't face tank all these guys. I'd like him to sit underneath this town center, just so the town center could get a bit of action in. It looks like he does manage to bait that one back in. These are expensive units, though, especially Iolus here. 175 gold is kind of a lot at this early stage. You don't want to be losing it, but he does manage to survive. It's going to be Pan's Pioneers coming through, so this has changed. This does give you the extra farming ability of 2 villagers, which is going to be nice if he's sitting back playing like this. Oops. Moving over a little bit wayward while Iolus gets attacked. And then that does give you something else as well. Going to come through here. Will be the buildings cost less wood. So that must affect the farms too, right? Farms are buildings. It doesn't say that, but yeah, it is 67. So it's going to be 67 wood, and you can have 2 on a farm. That's wild. That's actually insane. Okay, Demeter's stocks going up like absolutely crazy. I didn't really think about it with the farms. Just thinking about it in general. He's also building these Lycons. Does he have the upgrade? He does. God. Not going to show up, but he does have the upgrade for it. It isn't there. And there's a new upgrade sitting there. And he has been manually building these, which is pretty cool. Unless they spawn for your town centers like this. Okay. Maybe I just missed that. Maybe someone can let me know if I just missed it where he got the tech where they spawn because you got a village center and a town center. Either way, I didn't really think about it working with your starting town center. This is it. It's for day 1 of the patch for me. I think it's technically day 2, but still. Day 1 for me. The Sheeple is going to come through. The hero, he's going to be coming in with his flame attack. Does he actually get some damage done? No, he doesn't, but he idles the entire economy of Divine. If we could see it from his perspective, he would have 40. He's got 40 villages, 42 villages, whatever. It'd be 40 villages not working, but he does go down. But I think Ulysses will be kind of happy with that. There's definitely something going on with this UI. There's no way Ulysses has 180 units. Like, what? Oh, what's going on there? But anyway. What is Divine doing? He is booming up an absolute storm. He's got the village center going over the gold mine. Got the town center going to the gold mine. He wants to get to the next age ASAP, and he looks like he is going to be, Hestia is going to be on the way. Does he have an armory? He doesn't have an armory or a market, though. So it needs to drop one of those. Either or, it doesn't matter. But probably needs to go for one of those. He's probably going to realize when he gets 500 gold that he doesn't have one. It's what happens when players put pressure on you. You're just going to forget something pretty basic like that, like the market's going to come through now. And it is going to push his uptime by 20 seconds. I would just back so many more villagers on this. You just want to get the timing rather than, yeah, your villagers are less efficient, but whatever. Looks like he's just going to take the loss on that 20 seconds and go, I'll just get to the next stage 20%. 20 seconds later, and Watchtowers is going to grab right now instead. So it does mean that he can defend before Ulysses realizes he's in the heroic age and comes to put the pressure on. It's going to be double archery range going down. So Divine, for now at least, is going double new gods. So going Pan has changed, Hestia has changed. Often what happens when one of these gods gets a little bit of a rework, or even just buffs, you want to try out the gods that have changed, even if it doesn't really go with the, I don't know, maybe the optimal strategy. You just want to try them out, and I appreciate it because that's what I want to watch here. Archery Rangers are going to be building the Toxotes, double military camp on the back. Was going to be on the front. He just deleted both on the way back. Don't want those archers firing in, and there is going to be the Tequila archers, which is going to be pretty nice for Divine when he hits the next stage. He can build Peltasts. Peltasts, low gold income completely, so that's going to be nice to just take down those Tequila archers super quick. They don't have much range on them, whereas the Peltasts have more than enough. Looks like there are quite a lot of boys just kind of hanging around, just hitting my idle villager button. I don't know where they're going to be off to soon. I think he's getting distracted with the archers coming in. But next stage is in. There is also gold mines kind of close, so he's going to have to think about some gold mines at some point. So Ulysses is heading over this way, so maybe he tries to defend this one somewhat. I think he needs some units, though. He can't just drop a fortress down unless she doesn't build closer. She doesn't build faster, closer to gold mines anymore, so the fortress doesn't fly up. We'll have to think about that. There is the old Hammer Dryad. She's spawning for free. And Fated Arrows is the extra damage on your arrows, like a bounce attack kind of situation. So does want to push out very soon-ish. Waiting to spend all those population. Got 500 gold left in this gold mine, so that's enough to get a fair few units out. But look at the Peltas. What are they? 25? Yeah, 25 gold. Hardly anything. Icarus on the table as well. Icarus probably going to be flying around looking for something, but there is a great temple spotted from the Divine Catascopus. We're still looking around. So how good is this boy now? He's got 400 HP. He's got 30 damage and just transforms back into the villager. Just kind of walked over. I don't know whether Ulysses was kind of scared of the army, or I'm not really sure. He just kind of let him do that. There's no fortress down at all. Okay, so the healing tech is in. The boys are healing around. One thing I didn't really think about either until now is if they're all together, then they're all healing within that 5 range. If you have in the Heroic Age, you get 3 heroes. They're going to be healing very nicely. Communal Hearth coming in, and unfortunately does only skill a large Scorpion. But the Scorpion, he's very large. Medium Peltas is going to be getting aggressed on with the big Purge. Purge kills off so many units, it's ridiculous. But there is that semi-ceasefire Arcadian Meadow coming through. No attack in this area, but you can still steal. It takes an Autontin Smasher. This is an expensive lad. Look at this guy. 200 resources. Don't mind if I diddly do. I'll be able to take that one. Does have 400 HP left on the Communal Hearth. Wouldn't mind a bit of a repair situation on that. You can repair it up. So definitely worth it. But that's going to put a stop to Ulysses aggressing on this position. So gold mine secured. And he's going to be very, very happy about that one. That's all Divine really wanted. He's actually ahead in the villager numbers. So that means Divine must have been doing some sacrificing of villagers, because I don't think... Or Ulysses is doing that, because I don't think Divine's really gone forward and done any raids or anything. He had his scout over there, but that was it. I feel like the Lycons over here, they do gather from the Huntables a little bit faster as well. So definitely min-maxing that one. It's going to be getting this Divine Labor technology, which is now in the granary. Changed a little bit, but now in the granary, which we like to see. So we'll be able to heal up these guys. So actually that's great for the Lycon here. When this guy gets his 30 food. Wow, it takes him a while. But when he gets his 30 food, he should go up to full HP. If I understand this tech correctly. Oh, no. Okay, it's been nerfed a little bit on the healing, but I think it's nice. Still a nice tech. Well, we got... This is one of the new ones as well. Why can I not find this? Hallowed Woodlands. So the Hammer Dryad... Maybe that's the Hammer Dryad thing. Set rechargeability, set HP. So it's going to have more HP. Maybe that has changed. Anyway, big fight coming in. We've got the Hammer Dryad in the backside. And now actually, he is going for the Hammer Dryads. And there's going to be another Blood Pack coming in. Peltas shift-clicking nicely on those Tequiwa Archers. Going off the Tequiwa Archers instead of the Eagle Warriors. Eagle Warriors do have a bit more pierce armor, so maybe just wants to take out the Tequiwa Archers nice and quick. But it looks like Divine is being pushed back. Ulysses has so many of these warrior priests, but they are getting a bit low HP. Villagers definitely can go inside the village center. It's getting some good damage done. Same with this watchtower, getting some good damage done. And the archers on the backside, so low HP. It's when the Peltas absolutely love their life when they can find a low HP archer to just snipe down very, very fast. Even the Coyote Warriors coming through from Ulysses. These are the Huskal type units, the counter archers. They're absolutely perfect against Peltas, so you do have to watch out for that. And Divine will be able to scare Ulysses away. Does this count as infantry? Yes, it does. So Hippaspis, great against that one. And the Obsidian Butterfly will be running out. Oh, God. Icarus just sounds brutal when he attacks something. He has lost his AoE damage, thank God. What a ridiculous decision that was to make him have AoE damage, but that's been taken away. And you love to see it. You love to see a heavily nerfed OP unit. Just feels good. He's still amazing. He's still a flying hero. You see how good he is, but he's not busted beyond all belief. And looks like Ulysses is fully setting up here. He's going for the gold starve on the next gold mine. Divine realizes that and goes, nah, I ain't fighting that. Absolutely not a chance. But he does want to drop down a fortress. And is there enough Peltas to scare this away? Maybe the aspects were more scary against those smashers. But now the Shorn ones are in. And Shorn ones stuns are kind of wild. The smasher's going to come in just on his lonesome. Even some traps back here. 19 seconds left on the fortress. One smasher probably won't do it. It's going to be very, very close, though. The Peltas aren't being touched. Where are the Coyote Warriors in all this? They're just attacking the Hippaspis, which Ulysses does not want at all. Divine will be loving that. He gets a massive counter and a counter unit off of his back. And some spearmen just coming in. I think Ulysses is kind of spamming out units. He just wants full population to pressure this fortress, but the fortress is up. Divine played that one nicely and now can repair the fortress up, no problems. And grab himself a Petropolis for some good times. Of course, this one has changed as well. Maybe that wasn't on the screenshot that I grabbed. But, will it come up from here? It'll come up on a house. It's going to come up on a house. So this allows you to build more houses instead of the farms around the town center do well. So another upgrade. Kind of wild how much has actually changed for Persephone. No, not Persephone. Persephone is one of the gods. For Demeter, Persephone too. But Demeter in general. I think she synergizes so much better. She's looking or sounding pretty insane though from all these buffs. But Obsidian Butterflies coming in for Ulysses, talking about heavily nerfed units. This is one of them. Again, we love to see a big nerf. I think the Obsidian Butterfly is still insane. Maybe up against Persephone, Orpheus, Persephone, up against Orpheus from Demeter, where all of these guys have a small bonus against the old myth units. Maybe they're not going to be the best. They're going to be better spent running over here, doing some raids. The Communal Hearth is also boosting the Elephant Gather rate and the Gold Mine Gather, so Divine put that in just a great position. But he does have to think about the next gold mine, because this one is pretty much gone. And this Great Temple is, I mean, he is trying to get this one. He's slowly just hitting it down. But he needs to think about it a little bit sooner rather than later, because this one's a bit far away from all of his units. Admittedly, it's also far away from Ulysses' unit. And Toxotes, though, just getting so much damage done. You can just see how quickly that damage rocks up, because the Toxotes don't really care what they hit, as long as it's not a smasher. But now it's only smashers left, and even if they're the only ones left, actually, it doesn't even care about that either. The Toxotes will just demolish anything that's in its way. You get enough arrows, you get 22 dudes firing arrows. Whatever it is probably going to go down. And the Great Temple, Ulysses trying desperately to heal this guy back up, repair it with the Settlers, but double Petropolis will eventually get that one down. And Divine goes, it's fine. I'll just gather wood for the time being. Lycons coming, spawning over here. He manually did that, so that was a decision that he made. But he's going to be moving over. He wants this gold mine. Divine is one of the safest players. He wants his close gold mine. He doesn't want to wander to the middle of the map. Capaspis on the front side, they are getting obliterated from the backside with these Eagle Warriors, but this is exactly what Divine wanted. He wanted the Petropolis to take down that Great Temple, and now the Lycons come in. I don't know how many heroes. The heroes are all gone for Ulysses. And these Lycons and Hamadryads, this is their perfect time to shine. Look at them go. And now myth units are all pretty good against buildings. So even if you don't have siege weapons, these big wolf lads are going to be able to take down buildings no problemo. And you see Ulysses' Q. Warrior priests. Definitely, as Aztecs, worth dropping a second temple if you want to be spamming out those warrior priests. It's something that you don't really do as Norse, because you can just drop down the Great Temple. I think hearses and warrior priests are pretty similar, but you have these great halls that can spawn and build hearses, so that isn't a problem. It's like Divine trying to go over this one, but yeah, Ulysses not going to let that happen for free. You can see how he was playing around this gold mine, that you just knew he had a Great Temple here, or something. He had something, some towers, something along those lines. It looks like Divine is actually just going to grab that town center. There's no units over here. It's literally just the Great Temple and some villagers. But I like Ulysses' play here, going for that gold starve. Even if this one is, this one's taken up. You can only fit around 20-ish villagers around a gold mine before they just start bumping into each other and getting confused. So limiting to 20 gold miners, it is something. And Ulysses will be happy about that one. The town center does go up though. No stop from it, and there is going to be Persephone coming in. We've said her name twice by mistake, but she is coming in. As we said, you've got to try out all the new stuff. Try out your new toys. And Kashyyyk on the backside, yeah, that's going to make light work of the poor Alpha Lycon on the backside. On the front side, Hamadryads in the back. They've done 4k damage. Are these guys just good now, just as base units rather than doing their funny stun thing? They're just good archers. Look at them go. I didn't even see this Communal Hearth get dropped down. Communal Hearth on the front. Absolutely brutal play. Does this have any crush damage? Yes, it does. Well, of course it does. What doesn't the Hamadryad have? And the damage coming in from the Toxotes Ball. Toxotes Ball just racking up damage like crazy. I think Ulysses needs to wait. He's trying his best just to run his smashes in. But I think what he needs is he needs a backline of Eagle Warriors before going in. I think the smashes are a fine call. The Coyote Warriors are a fine call too, but he needs some more stuff. Purge number 2 coming in, and that will be able to take down a good amount of units, to be honest. The majority of Toxotes do get away. I think Divine needs more buildings. You can see he's got 4 of everything in the queue. A Mixlansekutli comes in. That's going to be a big volcano. Volcano used on his own building. That did take it away. He could have used it on the communal hearth if he wanted to. It would have killed it off. But just wants to stop the pressure coming down. We'll watch the volcano. Volcano does take out that anyway. These guys are ridiculous, by the way. These owls are insane. What Ulysses can do here is he can sacrifice all of his human units into this great temple, get like 2-3 more owls, and just start taking out this army very, very quickly. Actually, it could be a good counter to the Underworld invasion, as the devs did kind of mention that the counter to this could be myth units, because they are just all human units. You could just build loads of myth units, and they could take them out very, very quickly. We'll see if that's what Ulysses decides to do. New text coming in. It's going to be the infantry. When they kill an enemy, they do more damage, and then this one is more attack speed. So the synergy with them is kind of outrageous. I mean, numbers-wise, it looks outrageous. We'll see if that is going to be the case, and it is going to be dropped down. What are we up to? It just keeps going up. The number is not going down. I tell you what, 503 to 180. Let's click the all everything button. Holy, look at all this stuff. Hippaspis, Peltas, more Toxotes, Eagle Warriors, Tequila Archers. Got a Siren. Got everything. The Siren did spawn for free, to be fair. That's what I'm saying. Look at this guy. He's putting in work. He's got 4 kills already. Look at the madman go. Unfortunately, he's after the building. And he runs away. But this is where the action is. How can you even deal with this? There is 116 favor for Ulysses. What does this guy cost? He costs gold. Ooh, that's something that he doesn't have. If it was food or wood, he could have bought so many of those guys, but unfortunately not going to be the case. Divine coming in, kind of so many units back here. I think it's just a wait for everything to group in one place. Just a full send kind of situation. Especially as Divine was ahead anyway. Maybe if you're behind, you have to be a bit more strategic. Move some guys over there, do a bit of a raid here, pressure that gold mine there, whatever, but these guys don't care. Hippaspis coming in. The Sean one's getting the stuns, and Ulysses says he's had enough. He did sneak the gold mine pretty nicely, but I think this is Demeter's day. Well played by Divine, but Demeter S tier, maybe?